Chancellor, Professor Oluwole Banjo, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Adedele Olariwaju Adeoku, the Bosa University, Mr. Kabir, FCA, the acting university librarian, Mr. Mansur Mahmoud, members of the University Government Council, I, on behalf of the management and the university community, welcome all our guests to the Taishu University of Education in Ijagun, Ijebu-Ode in Ogun State, Nigeria. Today, the university is having its 28th inaugural lecture, titled
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Taishu University of Education, and by the power conferred on me by the Governing Council and Senate of this great university, I declare this inaugural lecture open. I wish you happy listening. Thank you very much.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, and I invite the inaugural lecture presenter, Professor Chris Funke-Ifeta, to please rise and remain standing for the presentation of our citation.
Professor Ifeta Chris Funke is a distinguished Nigerian academic, artist, and education administrator with over 4 decades of experience in higher education. Born in Kaduna, Kaduna State, she hails from Ogun State. Her academic journey began at Our Ladies High School in Kaduna, where she graduated first in her class in 1968. She went on to obtain her Grade 2 certificate from Queen Amina College, Kaduna, in 1973. Her exceptional talent in arts was evident early on as she graduated with a first-class Bachelor of Arts Honours degree in Fine Arts, specializing in sculpture from Ahmadu Bello University. And curriculum development has been invaluable in shaping the academic landscape of the institution she has served. has contributed significantly to the field of African art history and sculpture. Our research interests span sculpture, art history, art education, and curriculum development. Professor Ifeta's artistic prowess is evidenced by our impressive body of work, which includes monumental sculptures such as the 18-feet statue of Lee Shabi in Abeokuta in 2019, at Ring Road, Benin City in 1988. Our works are not only aesthetically historical records. Throughout our career, Professor Ifeta participated in over 11 notable exhibitions, both locally and internationally. Our works have been featured in prestigious venues and events, including the National 19th. In recognition of our contributions to art and education, Professor Ifeta has received several awards and honors. These include the Federal Government Scholarship Award for our undergraduate studies, the International Leader Award in 1997, and the Woman of the World Award, Maryland, USA, in 2000. She was also made a Fellow of the Society of Nigerian Artists 2004. Professor Ifeta's commitment to professional development is evident in her membership of various learned societies. She has served between 1996 to 2001 and has been an active member of several other professional organizations. Beyond her academic and artistic pursuits, Professor Ifeta has been deeply involved in community service. She has served on various committees at Tai Shulang University of Education and has been a member of the National Council of Women Societies, Ogun State Chapter, since 2011. Professor Ifeta's academic contributions are equally impressive, with participation in more than 30 conferences throughout her career. She has presented papers on a wide range of topics, from gender issues in higher education to the role of art in national development. She has also curated exhibitions including Symbol of Unity in 1998 and Restoration of Inner Reflections in 2005, further demonstrating her leadership and the items in learned journals. Professor Ifeta Chris Funke's career is a testament to her dedication to art, education, and national development. Her contributions as an educator, artist, researcher, and administrator have left an indelible mark on Nigeria's cultural and educational landscape. Her life's work continues to inspire and shape the next generation of artists and scholars in Nigeria and beyond. Professor Ifeta is also a mother of 5 and has numerous grandchildren, balancing her impressive career with a rich family life. To deliver the 28th inaugural lecture of the Taisha University of Education, Ijagun, ladies and gentlemen, make welcome Professor Ifeta Chris Funke.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I invite Professor Chris Funke Ifeta.
It's time I use it
to present our inaugural lecture. Thank you.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir. The Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellor, and administrative departments, professional colleagues and friends from other universities and institutions, distinguished members of staff of TASUD, teaching and non-teaching, my Lord, spiritual and temporal, distinguished guests and members of the host communities, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, great students of TASUD. Great students of TASUD. Great students of TASUD. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, my distinguished audience, it is with gratitude to God Almighty that I'm privileged to stand before you today to deliver this inaugural lecture as a formal induction to the professorial chair. My life has been a journey shaped by God. All glory and adoration to God Almighty. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, in this inaugural lecture, I intend to enlighten my audience on the concept of creative art. It will be an eye-opener to many that the creative art productions are more of products of science than art. With the world now a global village, design has come to be the bane of production of computer programming and technological processes in various industries. Changes in visual art reforms have been taking place globally. I observed that Harvard restructured their engineering to reflect engineering art and engineering science. This is revealed in their mission statement. The same thing, a lot of changes have been done in Massachusetts and Shanghai University in China. Particularly China, art is domiciled in Shanghai University. Art and design is domiciled in the engineering department at Shanghai University. With that, you know why they are taking over all forms of technology in the world. We haven't noticed that, and we should do. All the aforesaid go to show that much reforms are necessary in curriculum development in engineering and the visual arts in Nigeria, as stressed by Ifeta, and Ifeta in a paper, Collaboration in Designing for the Creative Industries in the Age of Interactive Art, Promoting African Cultures in Film and Animation, published in Kenya Journal. When you talk of technology, you must mention mathematics. What is mathematics? And how is math related to art? Well, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, history has it that the Western world began using math in art from about the 4th century BC, in which a lot of effort is made with regards to proportions of the human body. The Greeks are known to have propounded theories on golden mean for creating perfect, beautiful structures of beauty, also known as the golden section. Wilson, 1995, gave the formula as the mean is half multiplied by square root of 5 minus 1, or its inverse, which is half multiplied by square root of 5 plus 1. Ifeta 2005 made reference to the Yoruba, who used logic and geometry before the Western world. The bronzes of Ife were unearthed in 1938, and although they look naturalistic in treatment of the features, people don't believe that they were done by us. But we have a small figure that is in the tripartite composition of African art. One of the works shows that the Ife works were produced by a Yoruba. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, preliminary stages of the production of sculpture by me in making the sculpture at Adaton. I asked my son, who is an engineer, to use the golden mean proportions to get the proportions of the work, while I use the work as the head being 1/7 the size of the whole body to do it. And we arrived at the same solution. Onokon Owoja, that we must know. Serving as the foundation of creation of forms and structures. Some of the geometric areas in digital art includes vector graphics, 3D modeling, fractals and algorithms. You find that I used that in figure 26 and 27 in producing the stained glass that is at Adeola Odutola Memorial Church, Bagi, Ibadan. We also do symmetry and tessellations and perspective and projections, as we have in figures 30, 31, and 32. Geometry-based art. We all have seen stained glass, particularly for people who attend Anglican churches and Catholic churches. These are the things, the science behind the production of stained glass. Now, other areas, scientific methods we use is 3D scanning and printing, which we use to engrave. Aside from that, we produce with physics. I have used coding in Python to produce physics-based art that you'll see in figure 38 or so, having been inspired by Emily Scher of New York. Now, laser cutting that we use, it's so common now, we are beginning to see new types of gates that they are producing. They use laser to engrave these things, and it has a mechanism where they use concentrated beam and a gas, carbon dioxide, to cut. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, particularly in the West, we love to adorn ourselves. Unfortunately, what we have around are people making beads. We don't have jewelry in our schools, yet we have abundant gemstones in Nigeria, deposited in Ogun, Kano, Oyo, Nasarawa, Ondo, and Kaduna. Gemstone mining is done in different parts of Nigeria, just as in Plateau, Kaduna State for very many years. Now, there's what we call the big four gemstones. These are diamonds, emeralds, sapphires, gold. These are found in northern Nigeria, most prominently Anka, Malele, Tashon, Birningwari, Kwaga, Gurmana, Binyauri, and so on, even in Osun State. Now, we also have I will go to cinematography. We have digital image processing, which involves algorithm and software to enhance and manipulate images. You see them in figures 85 to 86. Now, I'll go back to jewelry. Despite the abundant resources, jewelry making, which is supposed to be an aspect of sculpture, is not being taught in art institutions. According to my son Damilola, a ton of mica in Nigeria costs as much as 600,000 naira per ton, which we sell to the Chinese. But when processed, you can sell these, what they mined for $500,000 per ton. Other gemstones too are sold in tons for pittance, while they refine them, use them to make jewelry and all whatnot, and come back to sell them to us, where we buy 1 gram for about $300. You can imagine when they export something that is 10,000 naira and they sell it to you at 300 naira and $300 per gram. There's a lot of, that's why you see we have a lot of Boko Haram in the north. They are doing a lot of mining there. And I'm sure many of us here don't know that we can mine. Now, I want to conclude that the lecture has made concerted efforts to enlighten us on mathematics and trace the evolution of math in creative art. One thing that has been left out is Ifa. A lot of people look down on Ifa. Please don't. I'm supposed to be a born-again Christian, but I studied Ifa for my master's. The paraphernalia of Ifa. Ifa is one of the most beautiful areas you can study. It is life. And Ifa contains Yoruba logic. We sail through science, through Ifa, as the geometry in digital science all stemmed from Ifa divination. Now, we have seen how Harvard and all those Western countries have reformed their art through imbibing science into their courses, art courses, so that they can work with engineers to produce artworks, just like the architects do. Most houses you see built are designed by architects, but the structure is done by the structural engineer. So also, most of these installations that we do nowadays, artists must learn to partner with engineers to do creations in Nigeria. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, the serious challenges we have in skill acquisition today is as a result of bad policies that they've taken over the years. In the 1980s, the College of Education curriculum was pruned to emphasize education at the detriment of skills. When I started teaching there, they were very good. My students were very good. But at the tail end, before I left, I was very happy to leave because the curriculum was restructured and students were now not serious about skill anymore. So I was happy to go to a polytechnic. When I got to the polytechnic, I found that technology was booming at the Polytechnic Ibadan until there was a policy that said lecturers had to have papers to be qualified, to be promoted. Artworks were not used for promotion. Skilled areas were not used for promotion. In the end, lecturers were not producing anymore. They were not attending exhibitions because it will not count for them. And so technical skills started dropping in polytechnics. We have to do something about that. So there's need for colleges of education courses to be changed back to what it was in the early 80s. Education must not be overemphasized against skill because you only teach what you know. They are not going to go to the classroom and teach psychology or administration or whatever. They are going to teach their skill, which they don't know because they didn't have time as students. Please, we have to do something about that. Then at the Polytechnic also, they should stop this tradition of using paper qualifications for Polytechnic lecturers. It's killing technology. That's why you see a lot of students are graduating from universities and are not skilled anymore because of these policies that they took for different institutions. So there's need to revitalize polytechnics in Nigeria. And my dream is that we go back to appreciating technology and make polytechnic graduates to be at par with degree, first degree graduates is very important. If we want technology, why don't you give respect to the technologies? So please, they should do something about that. And the senior principal lecturer should be, if not, should be at par with professors. And the senior lecturers, I mean, the chief lecturers can be called, instead of calling them professors, as they were suggesting before, they should be called proctors or something. But in fact, I think they should be paid higher than university graduates. That's my opinion. Because we need technology in this country. All the papers I've been writing, I don't think anybody has read any since 1980. It's not good. Am I lying? No. I also want to recommend the freehand drawing and aesthetics, which is compulsory in Ladoke Akintola University, should also be compulsory in the University of Education. I requested for this when I was HOD, but it was turned down. A lot of students, when you go on teaching practice, they have no good instructional materials, they can't draw. If we teach our students art at 100 level as they do at Ladoke, our students will be very good in engineering, in computer design. They will understand symmetry, they understand colors and the rest. Please, I think we should do something about it. Education courses taken by departments of vocational studies should not have more weight than courses in their skilled areas. Because what is presently happening is not allowing skill to be developed. There's serious, I've talked about that. One other thing is tertiary institutions must learn to partner with investors. You won't believe when you go on the net, you see a lot of funding for universities, which we are not tapping. There's money out there, which institutions are not tapping. We have to draw up projects and look for funding in the outside world that departments will execute and make money for the institution. The way we are doing with our technical education, if, for example, sculpture now collaborates with technical education, you produce wares. This was produced by my student. Please, we should not always be waiting for government to help us. The people that came for the last accreditation were highly appreciative of what we are doing in TASUD. I remember somebody who studied glass technology, a professor, who said that they only do theory now at ABU. I said, why? Glass technology makes use of very, very simple equipment that you can do in your backyard. Why must you wait for government to buy it for you? You can come to Tai Solarin University. You will see that we have built kilns, gas kilns, firewood kilns. These are supposed to be built for us by engineers, but we have built them in the art department. Aside from that, is the engineering section that is supposed to build foundries. We have built 2 foundries in our department. These things are things that if students take entrepreneurship courses, students can come in and take foundry processes and all that. And maybe we will have our youth producing parts for machines. It's so easy to do foundry work. And instead of importing parts for cars and all that, we can produce them in our foundries. Equip our young people, empower them, and we can compete with China. Now, for everything I have done, I want to acknowledge all the people that have built me to the position that I am holding today. They have equipped me with all I need to know. to start counting them here, I think we won't go today. They are too numerous. But all I say is, God bless you all. Okay. Thank you, sir. This is my own. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, show me a late. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
trendybeats.com.
Man to man is so unjust. Children, you don't know who to trust. Your worst enemy could be your best friend. And your best friend, your worst enemy. Some will eat and drink with you. Behind them, sus upon you. Only your friends know your secret. So only he could reveal it.
Ladies and gentlemen, well, I thank you for your attention. And I want to say that today's lecture is one of the best. Yes. Because I would say that this will be the first time when our presenter will be precise to time. We gave her 1 hour, and yes, he delivered good lecture within the frame of time that she was given. I want to thank her, and I want to congratulate her. Well, in the case you did not fully understand what the presenter has given to us, I want to use just 5 minutes to do the summary. Although it is today that I now realize that it is not an abomination to be inclined to Ifa divination. Yes. As from today, I'll be visiting oracles. Not only computer. Yes. Whenever I'm traveling to Abuja, I have to go and see Professor Ipeta. So if she says I should not go, I will not go. Thank you very much. The overview of the lecture goes thus. The lecture discusses the interplay between science and creative arts, showcasing how the evolution of arts has increasingly integrated mathematical, technological, and scientific concepts. It provides insight into traditional and modern artistic expressions, addressing the challenges and opportunities for Nigerian creative arts in a digitalized world. The paper delved into historical integration of science and art and traced its origin in the Western world from ancient Greek art through the Renaissance period, where science, for example, anatomy and geometry, influenced visual arts, as well as subsequent styles such as Cubism and kinetic art that relied heavily on mathematical theories and technology. The paper further enlightened on the role of Ifa in science and art and the Yoruba Ifa divination system that reflects algorithm thinking, binary system, and mathematical precision, linking African traditional thinking or practices with modern computing concepts. The paper stressed the killing of technological practices through wrong policies at the colleges of education, polytechnics, universities of education, and their mainstream universities. It enlightens on the importance of art in this digital age. The lecturer also recommends that the government should emphasize and reward practice by lecturers in higher institutions with a reform of curriculum to emphasize skill acquisition. The paper recommends engineering departments in all tertiary institutions, including the University of Education, and they should collaborate with the technical and vocational options for production. It recommends the establishment of a College of Creative Arts at Taswed. Well, well, I would say capable when able. With increased funding and interdisciplinary learning to enhance entrepreneurship education geared to production and refinement of Nigeria's natural resources. On this note, once again, I want to congratulate the lecturer because he has paid her due. And right now, she's now discharged and acquainted. Congratulations.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we just want to quickly recognize some of our important dignitaries that are here. I have a long list, but I will be very brief. I want to especially recognize the representative of Alake. You can see the Baba's staff of office. Behind a distinguished professor, when he came in Agbada, I knew he was there for something different from the normal suits. And now he is representing the Alake of Egbaland, and that is Professor Olukayode Oyeshiku. Professor Kayode Oyeshiku was the first Vice Chancellor of this university. A round of applause for him. Yes, we also have in our midst a distinguished Nigerian that will be receiving our honorary award on our convocation day, Prince Yemisi Shillong. You're welcome, sir. We have here one of our colleagues from Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agowoye, Mr. Femi Ogunwomoju, immediate past registrar of the university, now with us on sabbatical appointment. You're welcome. Dr. Adeola Balogun, former HOD, Arts Department, Yaba Tech. Thank you. Dr. Namusi Fashakin, MD, Oriofe Clinic, Ijabode. Welcome, sir. I have here the husband of the inaugural lecture presenter, Honorable Chief Emmanuel Ifeta. Where is it? Oh, okay, sorry, thank you. Then we have the immediate family of the lecturer, Engineer Kunle Ifeta, son, Dr. Barrister Bukola Oche, daughter, Mr. Oluwadamilola Ifeta, Dr. Olatunde N. Ifeta, Mr. John Oche, that's son-in-law, is here. Okay, you're welcome. Thank you very much. You're welcome. And the grandchildren, Uche Oche, Ngozi Oche, Oyinye Oche, and Emeka Oche. We also want to recognize especially Mrs. Adonla Paseluka and Mrs. Tolulope John. You're welcome. Prince Kazim Ologo Kosoko. Olojo, okay. Thank you very much. Engineer Shanusi Oyinlola, curator Egba Museum. Oh, you're welcome, madam. Elder Emmanuel Ola, Pastor Babatunde Ajayi, Pastor Adedayo Aderiye, and Mrs. Ola Nipekun Ola from Baptist Church, Ibadan. You are all welcome. Okay. Oh, I missed out Mr. Adeyemi Ifeta. Sorry. Thank you very much. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this program. Once again, I want to invite the Vice Chancellor to declare the ceremony closed.
I want to spice the occasion. The Vice Chancellor mentioned that it will please his heart when Professor Egwogu delivered her lecture, that books should be printed in Nigeria and Europe. This is an example of that. The manuscript is presented to you. It's creative art book for our schools, written in English and Yoruba. We are also giving it
on behalf of the management, staff, and students of this great university, I say big thank you to the presenter. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for coming, and it is my pleasure to declare this inaugural lecture closed. Thank you very much.
Please let us stand and remain standing, please. Please let us adhere strictly to this. Let the management leave the hall first, please.